everybody, and welcome to Eternal Mooncast, a streaming show all about fan theories. We cover everything from the prominent to the obscure in the Mooniverse. We're your co-hosts, Michi and
Selene. Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming in tonight. But first, as always, before we begin, a quick Mooney disclaimer. We would like to remind everyone that these are just our personal opinions. We do not in any way represent Toei or the Sailor Moon intellectual property. Trust me, I wish I owned it. Okay? I would do so many things, better things for it. Tonight, we delve into Princess Serenity, right? And was she never meant to be Sailor Moon? Oh.
big topic.
With our special guest, Abby, on the moon.
Hello.
Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Oh, hi everyone. I'm Abby. I'm a cosplayer from New Jersey, a massive Sailor Moon fan, and I'm just happy to be here.
Yes, we're happy to have you, and especially since you are a Princess Serenity and Sailor Moon so perfect timing and perfect person, because I always say cosplayers are like the most like passionate about the characters usually that they cosplay. So that's why usually when I'm trying to when we're going over topics and trying to decide what we're gonna do, I usually am like, what do you cosplay?
I also cosplay Princess Serenity.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say all that white. I don't know how you two don't walk around with Tide pens like just strapped to you at that point.
No, I dip my dress in Folex carpet cleaner, like the princess that I am, and clean it, and it comes out nice and white and doesn't damage the fabric.
Really?
That's actually something I learned because I use it for my Sesshomaru also. Folex. It is a carpet cleaner. It's very gentle. For all of you out there that are cosplayers, write that down. Folex. Put in a spray bottle. Hang your Serenity dress over a bathtub and spray and watch the dirt drip out of your dress.
I usually just hold my skirt or dress and pray, honestly.
See, but here's the thing. I cosplayed Irisville von Eisenberg from Fate Zero, which is also an all-white dress, and one of my poor friends borrowed it, and it got caught in the escalator.
Oh no.
My Princess Serenity got caught in the escalator.
Oh no!
Folex.
That's the difference.
I kid you not. It got oil stain out. Okay. Folex.
Oh, that's amazing.
Folex.
Man. Yeah, it's rough. I retired. I did a beach shoot and bloodied up my dress to retire it. That's when I was just like, it's never gonna see the con floor again.
Like a Viking funeral, like
yeah, like, send it to sea.
Press F in chat for the Serenity dresses that ever get caught in the escalators.
Rip. Folex. So let's get to the topic of the night, which is Princess Serenity was never meant to be Sailor Moon. So what happened is this was actually the original pilot episode of Eternal Mooncast, like season 0, back before I was editing it. And I still love this theory. I still believe this theory. When I came to Abby and I'm like, do you want to be on the show? And we were discussing topics. I'm like, I have one that I really wanted to redo. And I feel like you're the right person.
Woohoo! Party!
So that's when I was like, do you want this topic? And you were like, hell yeah.
Yeah, this is like the Deke Lost episodes. Like, I guess back in... I wasn't alive for the 90s, so I can't really say this, but like...
Oh, my back just cracked. I'm leaving. Guys, I'm...
Bye, Selene.
Bye. I'm done. You weren't here for the 90s.
My birth year starts with a 2.
I warned you. I told you. Or else
yeah. Surprise, I'm not a 90s baby.
No, I think you're our first guest who is not a 90s baby, which is great though, because I want to hear all perspectives of all Sailor Moon fans.
Yeah, I just missed the cutoff.
You don't get told you're from the 1900s.
Yeah, I'm a zillennial, basically, yeah.
So go ahead, keep telling us about your history with Sailor Moon.
Oh boy, I'm trying to. So I grew up in the early 2000s. Basically, I grew up in, I would say, the aftermath of Sailor Moon. Like Winx Club was really big when I was a kid. Yeah, Winx Club, basically. And somehow I found a music cover of Sailor Moon, and I've been here ever since.
Love it. Just one video, and it was like all over.
It was all over. Totally Spies, yeah, that's the other.
Totally Spies.
Thank you, random comment. Not really random commenter, but that's the other show, yeah.
That's Ura.
Ura, yes. Totally Spies. I did grow up with Totally Spies as well.
Totally Spies was amazing.
It
Like,
was.
it was, and you know what? It went really long when you think about it.
They just did a reboot.
Really?
Yeah, I think they're Billie Eilish is Sam.
Wait, what?
Billie Eilish is Sam.
You know what? Good for them.
Yeah.
I'd watch it just for Billie Eilish, to be honest.
Yeah, there's like a really popular TikTok sound that's from Totally Spies. It's like she's bald and like the line that's like she's bald, she's scaring people who have hair, or however the line goes. That's
That's
Totally
from
Spies.
that?
That's from Totally Spies, yeah.
Oh my god. I'll have to look it up because I like Billie Eilish and I'll support anything she's in.
No, and then I was talking with Abby that I was not a Winx girl. I was a Witch girl at that point because I feel like you either a Winx girl or a Witch girl. It was one of the two.
Girl.
Yep.
Or you're neither because you're an old hag. You guys were talking about this and I was like, wow, I was graduating high school already. I was a parent. I was watching Dora the Explorer.
Yeah, I watched Dora.
I was too old for Dora.
You have no choice when you have a child. You're watching Dora or Blue's Clues because you need to keep an eye on them.
Okay, but let's go back to the topic of the night because we're going to talk about Winx and Witch and all that towards the end. But let's talk about why we think Princess Serenity wasn't meant to be Sailor Moon. And it all starts out with Mama Serenity. I honestly do not think that woman, after how hard she had to work to get Serenity, would have ever let her see battle.
Yeah.
She wouldn't have. Also, as I said, if you don't have a spare to the air, you're not going to put them in battle.
Yeah. There's that, I'm going to call like a very oddly specific scene from the Eternal movies / the manga. It's like the scene where it's like, I think Serenity was in like a bassinet or something.
Yeah.
And you get the little itty bitty sailor soldiers
Mhm.
who are like on their knees and like, we will never let Serenity see battle. And then Neheleni's like, woo, out of the mirror and stuff. And I'm like, there's no way that like, because yeah, Samu was never around in the Silver Millennium. She just showed up in modern times.
Yep.
So it's like, I don't think she was ever intended to wear a Sailor Fuku. I think she was intended just to be the Moon Princess and run the whole Moon Kingdom as how you run the Moon Kingdom, something like that.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Because let's talk about how Princess Serenity was made. Because this is something we learned late in the series in Sailor Moon. And we learn it in the manga and in the more recent, was it Cosmos or Eternal?
Cosmos is season 5.
Thank you. Cosmos. Here's the thing. I watch all the movies, so I'm like, they all blend. But we get to see where she was made. So Mama Serenity, actually, Selene, you're better at, would you mind, like, so it's Mama Serenity went to the galaxy.
So Mama
Cauldron,
Serenity
right?
has an empty starseed.
Yes.
First of all. So it's very, I always say it's very Virgin Mary alluding when it comes to this. She goes to the galaxy cauldron with the empty starseed and she prays. She asks for life to be bestowed upon it. And so what happens is she essentially gets pregnant with this starseed and there's Princess Serenity. Thus the whole Virgin Mary alluding right there because there is no dad. It's never mentioned that Serenity is with anyone. There's no king mentioned. It is only a matriarchy. So that's how everything comes to be. And this is why I've always had a problem with it. If she had to do that to have a child, okay. So you can even tell how precious Serenity is to her because she gets soldiers. She gets the soldiers of the other planets to become her daughter's guardians. So, like, hello? There's no way
it's not
her
even
daughter's seeing a lick of battle.
Yeah, it's not even like normal soldiers. She's like, okay, can we have like your princesses of the other planets to like protect my daughter?
Like, I'm sorry, like they're princesses in their own right. Why are they not having guardians?
So you've got Venus being the leader. So it's established that Venus is leader of the pack essentially.
Yeah.
And in all of the drawings in the show, a lot of it is Princess Serenity just being a princess. And to be honest, I don't even think she was raised well as a princess from what you can gather for the information. She wasn't really being trained slash raised to take over Queen Serenity, which always bothered me when it comes to Princess Serenity, because she had Mercury was supposed to be tutoring her and all this stuff. And the girls are just sitting there making flower crowns. And I'm like,
I think
and
that
then she's
brings up
running off to Earth like the little brat she is.
like I think that brings up like another good point of like what like do you think that's why like Endymion and Neo Queen Serenity were like a little bit harsher on Chibiusa because she didn't want like she wanted to make sure that Chibiusa was ready for the throne?
That could
I
be.
feel she got a little harsher later on because when you look at Chibiusa, just a little comparison, Chibiusa's a spoiled fucking brat.
Yeah.
But the wise man twists her mind of situations where she's getting read bedtime stories by her dad. Her mom is a little bit distant because she's running the whole planet. But we see the maturity like when she starts actually aging and not being stuck as a child. When we see
Yes.
her start aging, like we see that moment in Cosmos with her actually like talking with the queen and being like, I want to do this. And Neo Queen's like, nope. So you also see the immaturity. So it's very similar to like what was going on for Princess Serenity herself. Is it was very not nonchalant. It was just very much like, okay, you're going to be a spoiled brat. Here you go. Even though she's very kind, the Princess Serenity is kind and she's a really good ice skater. She's really elegant and stuff like that. But there wasn't anything else.
Yeah, she was like the stereotypical princess that we all think of, like in a castle.
More of like just a placeholder. Like she was filling the mold of the name princess, but she wasn't acting like a crown princess, because that's usually what it's called, like the crown prince, crown princess. Those are the ones who take over next.
Freaking her up.
The Princess Aurora of
She
the
was
Sailor Senshi.
You're not wrong, because Princess Aurora is only in the movie for like it's some really short amount of time. Because after she's asleep, she never says anything. 2 minutes, thank you.
Like I said, she's under the protection of the scouts. You also have a really interesting thing about Nehelenia's curse that's put on her. And I feel like she wouldn't have been able to put that curse on her if she had the guardian moon in her, because we don't know where the guardian moon is, because the moon has a fairy.
Yeah.
There was supposed to be like a full never made it into the manga, but there is supposed to be a moon fairy that was supposed to annoy the shit out of Luna. Yes, Nehelenia was like a Maleficent of the story. So there's supposed to be like a moon fairy, just like all the other princesses have fairies. There was never any mention of there being a guardian of the moon or anything like that. So she was just meant to be a princess. She wasn't meant to be anything else. And then they all died.
Yeah.
The end. Okay, show's over. Um
And Naoko's dreams, yes.
Naoko wishes. They all died, and one of the things that was really interesting, that if she was meant to be the guardian moon, why didn't it awaken during the war?
Yeah.
The big war, all that happens is Endymion dies, and then she goes and shish kebabs herself. We can imply that when everyone died, Mama Serenity became the moon fairy, which is why she inhabits the castle. She disappears though.
Oh, but that's an interesting theory that she's the moon fairy.
Possibly, but the image of her actually does disappear. It is meant to give all the information to Usagi, and then it vanishes. Yeah. And then, but the moon fairy doesn't stay, unfortunately. Just because you're kind doesn't mean you aren't privileged, in regards to Princess Serenity being useless, essentially. So like I said about the war, if she was meant to be the guardian of the moon, if she was supposed to be Sailor Moon, she would have awakened during that to protect the moon, because the moon was in danger.
Yeah.
Nothing awakened, and Mama Serenity had to step in and freeze everybody inside the silver crystal, and then goes and makes them get reborn. So it's really interesting that we don't really see much of the moon guardian mentioned, nothing like that. We don't know where they are. Maybe they weren't awakened yet, but if they weren't awakened yet, it wasn't meant to be Princess Serenity at all, because she would have awakened right in that moment to help save everything. There would have been a very different ending to that. I don't think she would have died. I think Endymion probably would have been saved, and the Moon King would still be around if she had awakened, because Sailor Moon does not get defeated. There's my soapbox on that.
I love it. And like also, just so everybody can see, this is Diana, the moon fairy.
That they cut out.
That never made it in. She did exist in artwork.
That's a cute, cool theory that Uda said.
Let's see. Go ahead.
What if Mama Serenity sealed the moon fairy when she took over the moon? Because Nehelenia does say that she and Serenity are both invaders from outside the solar system. Does she say that specifically?
Ooh. Let's see.
I think it's mentioned that Nehelenia is Queen Serenity's definitely from outside the solar system. I think they mentioned that in like the Dream arc.
I know that Nehelenia is meant to be the counter image of Queen Serenity. She's supposed to be like they're supposed to be mirror images of each other. That's the whole thing.
Like a foil.
Yeah. That's why she was sealed in the mirror.
Yeah, because one of my absolute favorite theories I've ever heard is that Queen Serenity's moon is fake. Because if you look at it, it's being held on with something.
Yeah, it's like a chain of some kind.
Is that the same in the manga too?
Subtly.
Or is that just the...
It is the same in the manga, I believe. Let me double check. While I'm
probably
working on it.
Is.
It made it into Crystal. Crystal, it's the exact same.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Still being held on with a chain. And then let me see if I can find manga. Yeah, it's being held on with a chain. All three. So one of my favorite theories is that literally everything is just like it's completely fake. It's just being held on by the chain.
Yeah. Hers is a fake moon, okay. And maybe the reason Serenity's is real is because she was actually born on the moon. And like was exposed to it or something.
And she has like the star seed, obviously. Obviously, as in like, yeah, she's basically her energy was from the cauldron from and then the empty star seed.
And it could have been influenced, like as a new star seed, influenced by the moon by being there. So maybe she gained the moon because of that. But we don't actually know if the other inhabitants of the moon actually carry that symbol on their forehead because we don't see anybody else from the moon at all.
We do see moon people in the sense that we see them at the masquerade in the 90s anime.
I don't think they thought too deeply into the 90s anime when they were doing that.
They never thought we would be here thinking this deeply about it.
Yeah, the crescent moon is a symbol of the royal family. Yes.
And also Luna and Artemis have moons, even though they're from the planet Mao.
That's right, they do have moons. I'm like,
so does that mean that she learned how to bestow moons on people, just not on herself?
Maybe. But we also don't. Wait, does Tinyanko have a moon at all, or she have a star?
I think she had a star. Diana has the moon on her forehead, but that's probably because she's Luna and Artemis's daughter.
Yeah.
So that would make sense, but I don't think Tinyanko has a crescent moon. I think it's like
I think she's got a star.
Yeah,
she got a star.
It's only a star.
We don't. But the thing is, we don't know what she looks like in cat form. She's only in a human body that was bestowed on her.
Oh, that's true. We don't see her as a cat.
Yeah, so we don't know anything about Planet Mao. But also there is a thing where, she calls them traitors because they left to be part of the Moon Kingdom. So who knows? Maybe it's like something that they get because they became moon citizens. Because like I said, we don't have enough of the other people, which I wish we did. Like I wish we had other people to look at, to compare with. But I do like the fact that you pointed out that her moon is not real. It looks like it's like a little tiara type thing that's being held inside of her hair.
Right? An interesting case of symbols on the forehead is Adonis from codename Sailor V. He has the symbol of Venus on his forehead, even though he's just a soldier.
It's a close-up of Queen Serenity's head.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you, Loki.
Hooray.
Share. I'm telling you, those soulless eyes, she's evil.
That's going to be the next episode. Queen Serenity was a villain.
Nope, we've already done it. Nope.
We did it. I'm not allowed to redo it.
We've already done it.
Damn,
I've already been told by both.
Wow.
No, do not get Michi started.
I like that theory.
Don't you dare. You will not.
Fine. I won't go on my soapbox. say it, but
we're like, no, Michi, no.
But I wouldn't be surprised if like Queen Serenity gave like Luna Artemis and just Luna Artemis because birth and all that fun stuff, that like she gave like Luna Artemis like the seal of the Moon Kingdom. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a thing because we obviously see that like Sailor Moon, who is Princess Serenity, give like her powers to other people during the course of the show. So I wouldn't be surprised if like she was like, okay, you're gonna serve my kingdom. Here's some like crescent moon on your forehead.
I mean, they were the advisors, so that would make sense.
Yeah.
Or coming in saying, so what if it turns out that Princess Serenity was supposed to be Sailor Moon, but Queen Serenity sheltered her and stunted her development so that she never had awakened her Sailor Crystal?
I still think it would have awakened during the battle.
Yeah.
Because even with Chibiusa being sheltered, hers still awakened when she started aging a little bit. So once she started aging, it awakened. And Serenity was old enough for that to awaken at that point.
Yeah, she was in her teenage years.
Because even Chibiusa, when she was in trouble, like and about to die, her powers slammed people away from her. It wasn't a scout, like she wasn't a scout, but she still was able to like self-defend herself. And I didn't see that at all with Princess Serenity. She didn't do anything. Madam just stood there and I'm like, ma'am, please fight. And she's like, I'm just too delicate. Chibiusa didn't awaken her until Pluto died. But she had also grown up a little bit. She was a little bit old because she did age a little bit. If you look in the manga, she looks older by that point when Pluto dies.
Could it be that because Serenity decided to self-exit, that she overrode the crystal because she was the one choosing to end herself?
What stopped it from awakening?
Yeah.
Maybe, but I still think it would have awakened in the final, like when Endymion gets stabbed when they're trying to find Princess Serenity and like her princess power comes out. I feel that during very emotionally stressed times, a lot of stuff awakens within her. So I think Endymion being stabbed for her would have done something.
That would have been the
catalyst.
I could see
because
that.
she doesn't shish kebab herself for like a good moment. She has to find Venus's sword to shish kebab herself on. I think the emotional stress of losing the scouts too, because she grew up with these girls, because the girls are pretty much dead at this point, and she sees them dead along with Endymion. And her mom's not near her to stop her because Queen Serenity's off battling. I still think it's crazy that she's supposed to be all powerful and all this shit because she was in a war before this, but she couldn't beat fucking Beryl? Like, what?
That's true. If she's supposed to be Sailor Galaxia level powerful, how did she lose to Beryl?
I know part of it, they like allude that the fact that Princess Serenity goes and shish kebabs herself, she loses the will to keep battling because she's lost
like she
her daughter.
could have won, but she chose
she
not
loses
to.
her will to live.
Okay.
That battle should have been over before it started, to be honest. It never should have gotten to the point it did. I understand it's story. They need story progression, but it doesn't mean it makes sense.
Plot hole.
Go for it. What are you thinking?
Oh, me? I agree so far with everything that's been said. I'm trying to think of the outers too in this case, because I always like to call the outer century like the alarm system of the Sailor Moon universe. Because like anything that goes in, it's like, oh boy, here comes a new villain coming along, blah. And obviously they didn't feel any presence from Net Helenia or Queen Serenity because I don't think they were alive at that point, maybe? Pluto might have, but
Pluto was at the door.
Yeah, Pluto was at the door.
And these other scouts were banished, not banished, but they were told to stay in their kingdoms, in their castles.
Yeah, they're just a guard from outside invaders, and then stuff goes bad, and they're like, "Ah, man, we gotta call Saturn. Darn.
Damn,
we gotta call Saturn.
She's gotta throw down her glaive. We gotta start over, restart." But yeah, they were in their castles. But the thing is, this was inside, so it didn't have to go by them.
Yeah.
Because chaos was already on Earth. Hidden away.
Chaos is always here.
Yeah. Sure is.
Always somewhere in the universe.
I think it's because it's also a kind of a dig at humanity and the darkness that is in humanity to be able to lure that kind of chaos to exist because the Moon Kingdom was peaceful. It is said that they were peaceful and they were prosperous, and Earth was jealous because they had long lives. They were long lived. They were pretty much immortal.
Yeah.
So, like, chaos was definitely there because it was like, I'm going to feed off the blackness of these humans' hearts. Perfect.
And they found Beryl. They're like, oh my god, perfect meat. We got like this unrequited love. We can work with this.
Picks the peasant who never had a chance with said prince.
Yeah, we can work with this. We can cook.
Perfect.
But Natalia was like, yeah, we can let this one cook.
Exactly. I also like because we were talking about the scouts also. We had little notes about the scouts. Why Princess Serenity being Sailor Moon makes no sense. One of the things we were thinking when Serenity comes to the solar system, there's really nothing there. Now, Earth is there because humans are there, but it's weird that suddenly all these planets have princesses, but not populations, really. Venus, like I know in Sailor V, they allude that there were soldiers and all this kind of stuff, but we really don't get a good grasp of what these kingdoms look like. Were there supposed to be scouts on all of these planets that are close together like that? And that maybe because Serenity comes into that solar system with the silver crystal, it influenced a lot of stuff and caused these planets to actually awaken guardians because it's like, oh, maybe we got to do something.
Because maybe was like Queen Serenity like the catalyst for the solar system in a way?
Oh, she's the reason everything
Yeah.
happens. Like, her bringing the crystal that like, Milky Way could have been the most nothing
Nothing
happening, quiet galaxy and the greatest, and then Queen Serenity showed up.
Yeah.
Her being there did a lot of stuff. Because, like, again, Naoko really doesn't think as deeply as we do. So we think all this stuff, and Naoko's like, I just put it there to put it there. And I'm like, God damn it. Give me something,
Yeah.
ma'am, please.
Like, I just had the thought that I wouldn't be I think there was a Sailor V leader. Was there a Sailor V leader episode?
Yeah, we did do that. We didn't yes, it wasn't titled that way, but we did do an episode
Like,
that.
I'm not sure if this was, like, covered because there was a lot of lore. But, like, Venus is the closest to Earth, so that would make sense of why Venus was a leader because she was, like, geographically the closest to Earth. And then Mars was probably second in command because Mars is the other planet that's super close to Earth. So I think that would make sense.
That would make sense with them being so close.
Naoko is also a mangaka and not an author.
Fair.
She wrote some backstory, but there's so many fucking loopholes where you're like, what? And you're like, that doesn't make sense. You just contradict yourself from earlier in the manga.
Venus and Mars would be the de facto leaders because all is fair in love and war, and freaking Loki.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
That's why we have the ship Burning Love.
Burning Love is the best ship. I love that one.
I also, because we were talking about Venus, if Venus was pretty much, we established the fact that she's supposed to be the leader of the scouts.
Yeah.
Why is Sailor Moon the leader of the scouts suddenly?
Actually, why is Sailor it's this Luna just establishes that Usagi is number one.
And that makes no sense because I'm like, Venus is supposed to be the leader. Now, Venus does lead them when like Usagi is out of commission or not around. But
that makes sense.
I'm always like, I always found that funny because I was like, why name her the leader of the scouts? But she's not technically leading the scouts when we see them at all. That's another reason I'm like, that's weird.
Is it because she has the crystal?
No idea. Like, they don't really establish why Sailor Moon suddenly is I understand Sailor Moon is the most powerful out of them, but it's still just a little odd where you're like, wait.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Luna has some memory, but not perfect memory whenever she comes in. So she remembers some stuff, obviously, but then she doesn't remember that Serenity is Sailor Moon. So it's like, why does why are we listening to this cat who doesn't even remember all
She got amnesia.
She does have amnesia.
Even Artemis and Venus don't remember everything quite as clearly either, because there's a lot of mistakes that are made.
Yeah. I was thinking pretty much exactly what your producer was saying is like logically Venus is a general in this sense, and I guess when you are named Sailor Moon, you are in charge because it is the moon, and I guess that would be the closest thing to the Moon Princess.
Would it be like she's like a figurehead?
Maybe. I didn't really think that deeply, but I think that would
I go that deeply, sorry.
But I always feel like Venus is like the leader logically, but it's like the situation of like when shit hits the fan, you're logically going to listen to like if Venus is a general and Moon is the president, the general's gonna follow up with the president.
That makes sense. Let's talk about the scouts in general as their role, because their role would have been very different if the Moon Kingdom had stood.
Oh yeah,
like they were glorified babysitters, but also like warriors at the same time.
I think it would have been a time of peace. Like there still would have been a lot of peace going on, because there wouldn't have been any wars. Like they would have just stood there as bodyguards, like the generals for Endymion. They didn't really do much. They were kings in their own right because they ruled certain hemispheres on Earth, but like the scouts didn't. They just protected Princess Serenity. It would have been
Even
interesting,
though they
though,
should have been ruling planets.
because there would have been a union between Earth and Moon. Like that marriage would have happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it would have been interesting if the Moon Kingdom had. We wouldn't have a story if that had happened.
Oh, we would. The mother-in-law from hell.
She wouldn't have minded. She
Queen
let Serenity
Serenity.
go there. She knew she was
I'm
going
telling
down
you,
there.
I
She's
don't
not
know.
stupid.
She would not want to share Serenity. Like it would turn into a situation.
She knew Serenity was going down there because she would have felt the power shift. Because Venus would follow, because she'd be like, this little bitch. I just felt her go down to Earth. Get back here. I'm going to grab you by those pigtails. Get back over here. Venus knew when she would go down. There's no way that Queen Serenity didn't know. Absolutely not. Also, there was no problem because Tuxedo Mask was at the ball in the 90s.
Yeah, you know what? I freaking love that scene. Can we watch that scene?
You would often spend many happy hours gazing out at the earth, daydreaming of what life would be like, being surrounded by the wind and the trees of the blue planet. And then, one day, you found love.
Princess Serenity.
I think this is Viz.
Prince Endymion.
Okay.
Yeah, that is Viz. I just listened to her voice and I was like,
I've been waiting
that's
for
not
you.
deep.
A terrible thing has happened. It seems that many of my people have been brainwashed by a woman named Beryl.
Beryl?
This woman has been possessed by an evil energy called Metalia. And as a result, she has convinced many humans that in order to live longer lives, they must take over the moon.
Who's there?
I'll see you later at the ball.
Interesting guard design.
Hurry back, Endymion.
Princess, would you do me the honor?
Why are you wearing a mask?
A bitter war is about to get underway any day now. Between my people on Earth and your people, I will become your enemy. It wouldn't be good for either of us if people knew I was here. So please forgive my disguise.
You, my enemy?
Listen to me carefully. Metalia is not human. She is a being of pure evil energy. And Beryl is a sorceress. She's using Metalia's power in an attempt to conquer both the Earth and the Moon. Unless I do something, the Moon Kingdom will be destroyed. I'm convinced the only way to stop this war is to eliminate Metalia and wipe out her evil energy. That should put an end to Beryl's plans. I'm going to need you to help, Serenity. Please believe me, we don't have any time to waste.
Yes,
Serenity.
I love you, Endymion.
Yeah, her mom knew. There's no way.
There's no way.
But also, I miss listening to Deke voices.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, the whole time it was just the music that bothered me. The voice, though, I thought Deke is solid, or not. This is solid. I just prefer Deke just because of nostalgia.
They also just put like music and stuff, like different kinds of music to
Yeah.
it. I also that didn't feel very emotional. It's supposed to be like a very emotional moment, and it was not. Felt a
Yeah,
little flat.
Can I?
I think
So I was like,
I was gonna
go
say
ahead.
Queen Serenity is Wendy Lee. She was Faye Valentine in Cowboy Bebop.
hmm.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that she was
That's cool.
playing the Queen Serenity for the newer one.
yeah, she's Queen Serenity.
There's a couple of like I've listened to a couple of people who are in the newer one, and I don't mind them, but I feel like I don't know, something's missing when I'm listening, and I don't know what it is, and I just get sad. I'm like, why can't I listen to this?
Abby, you grew
I
up on that
did.
one, right?
That was the dub I grew up with.
Okay, so does it have the same nostalgia goggles, like that whenever you hear like a not like actually, have you ever heard the
Yes,
Deke
I
version
have.
of that? So what do you think? Please tell us the
So
difference between the
I'm
two.
usually my nostalgia goggles are for the Japanese version because that's the version I first
Oh,
watched.
okay.
So
Oh, okay.
I got into Sailor Moon, I think, in 2013, so a year before the Viz dub came out. So I watched the Japanese first, and then I watched the English, the new Viz one.
So then which was it like so you have our feelings just for
Yes.
the Japanese version. Okay, that's so interesting. That's
Japanese
cool.
Moon will always be my favorite.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that kind of like Goku has always voiced Goku. They kept the original Sailor Moon voice actress.
Yeah,
to say
Kotono
her.
Mituishi, my beloved.
I love her. I'm so glad that she is always willing to come back and voice Sailor Moon. I'm like, oh, thank God. I don't think I would deal well with a different voice actress for the Japanese voice of Sailor Moon at all. I didn't really notice any difference too much when they switched the scouts because I know a lot of the original voice actresses did not come back.
Yeah.
I didn't notice too much. They found very close voice actresses for those characters, and I was like, these are good. These are good. But Usagi, I don't think anybody could. She
Yeah.
has such an iconic voice that they're like, they look at her and like, can you please come back?
Oh yeah, I love the Outers in Crystal.
Oh yeah, the outer senshi
Oh my
voices.
god. Oh my god.
Definitely.
The casting, I was very scared, especially to see what they did with Uranus, because I love Megami Ogata as Uranus in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
So I was so
Yeah.
nervous of like, oh my god, are they gonna mess up Sailor Uranus? And they didn't. They got, I forgot, I don't remember the name off the top of my head for the Crystal Uranus, but they nailed it.
That's good. Yeah, they really did. I was like, okay, continue. Keep talking in my ear. Keep going.
I look, because I was in high school when Crystal came out, and I remember the day the clip came out of like they did like a sound, like a preview of Uranus and Neptune, and you just see me go nuts in the cafeteria. I'm like, I was like, oh my god, this is so exciting.
See, when I was around like middle school, like I was still young. I was still single digits. So like I just remember being obsessed, especially with Toonami. Like I did not do anything after school except for go home and watch Sailor Moon.
That was me with Winx Club. in elementary school, because I got into Sailor Moon when I was in middle school.
Mm-hmm.
And how my educational experience progressed. By the time Crystal season 3 came out, I was like a freshman in high school.
I was in elementary school when Sailor Moon came out. So when Sailor Moon first came out, I was like in 4th grade. And I'm just like, oh, my back. It hurts.
Selene has something that she wants to share with us. that
Ooh,
is really on topic for tonight.
cool.
So I told everybody in my stream that you were gonna be able to hear about this. So the reason why I'm so passionate about this, and I had a lot of problems with the way Princess Serenity is done. Is again, you usually have an heir and a spare when it comes to this. She didn't feel like she was being trained to actually take over at all. Like that's the whole vibe I got. Like she almost felt like the spare that got to live her life, just be all like, boop, learn what she's gonna learn just in case. But she wasn't really, it wasn't like hard and rigid learning. And I feel like that's doesn't fit Queen Serenity very well. I feel like she would have been much more strict on that. She seemed very like strict on certain things while the moments we got to be with her. She seemed like she was a queen. That when she's going against Nehelenia for a second, like the warrior queen take over for a second. But you don't see that at all in Serenity. We just see fun moments, her sneaking off to Earth. It would have been a fortuitous marriage for the spare to bind them to Earth like that. So I did write a fan fiction.
Hooray! I love fanfic.
You were potty training when Sailor Moon was airing in the States. Oh, to stop. What I wrote my fan fiction was based on that fact. I do have an OC. Her name is Serenity, which is based on the moon goddess, Selene.
Okay.
Which is my name. It's one of the reasons I picked my name. I love the name Selene. I'm very big on Greek mythology and all that. I named her Serenity to go with Serenity, but a little switch. I wrote her as the elder sister to Princess Serenity because I was like, you're not training anyone. So I did write her, and she's the elder sister, and I fit her in where it also helped play into the way Serenity was being raised because when I wrote it, she very much loves her little sister and treats her like that. And she makes sure that she can just study what she wants, can go and run around. She's like the shield for that because she's like, she doesn't have to do all this. She can just go live her life while I'm over here learning boring shit on how to rule a kingdom. Serenity in my fan fiction is actually Sailor Moon. She is the guardian.
Cool.
Now, what happens is she does die in that battle. She dies actually like protecting her mom and stuff like that. She dies in the crystal room that is mentioned inside Sailor Moon in the manga. So she does die because she is trying to defend, but she wasn't fully she's not fully into her powers yet. So she ends up dying, and the fanfic does pick up where she does get reborn when the Moon Kingdom is restored. Because there's a point in the manga where the Moon Kingdom is suddenly restored, and because of that, she gets restored. And she's actually in the fan fiction. I made her Sailor Cosmos.
Cool.
Because Sailor Moon ends up getting the guardianship because her sister died. And so she awakens as Sailor Cosmos because she has a crystal that she created because she was the heir. So she was learning. So she actually has her own crystal. That is actually the moon's crystal because she's the firstborn. What Princess Serenity has is that crystal that Queen Serenity had. Because that's what we see in the manga is she inherits that, and then Chibiusa inherits her own. Notice that they can make their own because Chibiusa has her own. But that was the thing. The fanfic was I also made just like how Endymion has his generals who have powers. I made it so the princesses are the ones who guard Princess Serenity. It is the male counterparts, the knights of the planet, that actually guard the crowned princess. So I got really involved in it. I was like, you know what? Let's see how much I can put in while also keeping true to the manga, to a lot of it. But like I said,
I love
that's
that.
one of the reasons I wrote it was because of this whole thing, where I was like, this doesn't make sense. Why is she Sailor Moon? And then her Princess Serenity, because we got to see pieces of it, I was like, this isn't a very serious princess. Like she's not acting like a crowned princess who's going to take over a planet. And that's how I made it. And that's what I wrote. So that's why we included it, because I wanted to make it make sense. So I was like, you know what? I'm a writer. Writes a fan fiction.
I love
Now, I haven't written it fully out, so please don't ask for the link. It is literally all in notes and like random scenes written out. But I really did want to write this fully out.
You should. You really
should.
I know, it's just let me finish a writing project. Yes. That's the day I turn into Sailor Moon, okay?
I'm holding you to it.
But yeah, I just wanted to share that and like what inspired a fan fiction for me.
Yeah, which I
And
think
what
is
kind
so
of inspired this episode where shit doesn't make sense. But then Naoko doesn't make sense on a lot of shit. There we go.
Yeah, great. Yippee! Yay! Abby, did you have any comments about Selene?
You can ask about it.
Yeah.
When you're done with it, I would love to read it.
How about what's the title? Not Ghostwriter. No, like when you are like one of the beta.
I would love
like,
to be
readers.
Give me. I will digest that.
The face.
Listen. Beta. Yeah, it's a beta reader.
Beta reader. Thank you.
I have to like sit down and write it because doing the show, I have to research Sailor Moon. So it does involve that. I think the thing is like I do share, like I'm sharing Serenity with you guys. This character I have had in my heart since I was like 10. And I think what's scary about it is if I finish writing her and I go and share it on AO3, I'm sharing something very personal. The character is very near and dear to my heart. It's one of those things where, like I said, Sailor Moon, I know I'm about to get on a soapbox about Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon did save my life. I am tattooed with Sailor Moon for a reason. Sailor Moon got me through a lot of tough times. And that's why I wrote things for it. And I'm so obsessed with it. So it's like I'm sharing a piece of myself if I share Serenity in written form. So I think that's the scarier part of it. I want to, because I think it's a really cool concept what I did, because even though she's an added character, she is an OC to Sailor Moon, I did my very best to not Mary Sue her.
Yeah.
Because I dislike a Mary Sue. I have read some OC fan fictions, don't get me wrong, and they were brilliant. But like people be like, oh, is she gonna get with Tuxedo Max? Absolutely not. She thinks he's an immature little fuck. She actually does not like him because she's like, you're the reason my sister did it. I don't like you. But there is romance and stuff like that. But I like the knights also. They're very interesting and they're really cool counterparts to the scouts. And I also don't want the generals to die from the earth. I actually want them to be. There's actually a part where she does bring them back.
Yeah.
Because I was like, Usagi can bring all these people back, but she can't bring back the pocket rocks?
Yeah.
What?
She can't bring them back.
What do you mean?
Rocks.
What do you mean the pocket rocks can't be revived? But yes, if I finish it, Michi will send you the link.
Yippee!
But like I said, it's a little scary. Like I was a little scared to actually like talk about it outside of like talking to Michi or like my wife.
Yeah, because like I love hearing about this fic. I'm such a like, because I know I'm trying not to be like, when are you gonna write this? But because I know Selene has other writing projects too.
Yeah, I'm friends with a lot of fanfic writers, so I'm like, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I think my biggest fear is people being like the whole, like if someone throws Mary Sue out there, I think I would be crushed.
Oh,
because I worked so hard to weave her into Sailor Moon where it made sense. I think that would be the biggest thing. I'd be like, no, look at all the facts.
Yeah.
Princess Serenity didn't do shit. Okay? She didn't do shit for nothing.
That whole clip we just watched, she did nothing.
Yeah, she just was like, I love you. And then they made out on the balcony.
Yeah. She's like, oh no. And I'm like, girl, do something. If you're the Moon Princess, you should have power. Like, why didn't she have power?
At all.
At all.
She did nothing.
And even
She
if she
stood
didn't
there.
have And even if she didn't have powers, she could have been like, yo, Ma, we gotta go do something.
Like, Endymion warned her and she did nothing.
It was a war between the Earth and the Moon. So it was like one of those things where you're like, hey, mom, mother, mommy, mama.
Mom.
And then it would have been like, hey, so I have been seeing Endymion.
Yeah.
That
I've
would have
been
been
seeing
a
this
fun
man.
conversation.
We need to save him.
Yeah, you know what? I agree with Ura. She could have at least alerted the guards. You know what?
Yeah.
At least if somebody is gonna die for you, you should at least alert them.
Like the scouts didn't know. Like the war just falls. How did they get to the moon?
Yeah, somebody had to bring them.
Like, how did they get there? That's also another loophole because they're on the Earth, on the moon. And I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Like, is there a portal? Naoko, please. I need you to stop leaving this shit open. What
It's
happened?
a good question. Like, how do they get from one to the other? Like, do they do planet power?
Maybe.
I put that there's a gate in my fan fiction. Like, there's a gate that they can use that is powered so that they can actually travel between, but you have to have like special permissions to use it. So it's not like something they can just, woo, I get to use it. No, it's like heavily guarded and all this. They ride the Rainbow Road. So yeah, I tried to put something because I was like, how the fuck did they get there?
Yeah.
Yeah, because oxygen is a thing.
Yeah, how they not like go boom?
I know for the Moon Kingdom, that's the only place life exists on the moon is like that kingdom. I put it's the power, there's a dome, blah, blah, blah. I look much more deeply.
Yeah.
I'm like, we gotta make it make sense.
Yeah.
Naoko's just like, I'm gonna write this on a page. Ta-da. Yeah, they put the Moon Kingdom in a dome in PGSM.
That makes sense. That makes so much sense.
Right? Like, it's logical.
Yeah,
Like a space base.
Oxygen.
They were also saying like the reason why Serenity loved the Earth so much is because she liked the greenery, like looking at the trees and the oceans, and you didn't have that on the Moon Kingdom. It was all mainly just stone. Like she had a garden, but they showed a garden inside the castle. So I'm just like, girl, you had trees and flowers right there. Why you got to go to Earth?
Yeah, that's true. She did have a whole garden.
Yeah, she had a huge garden. We even see it in the battle, like when Nehelenia pops up, the garden's right behind them. Oh, the huge garden. Now, please. That's why like shit gets written because we're like, how'd that work? No, they just appeared. I was like, that's not how this works.
I'm trying to think. Is there any? Okay, but okay, you know what? For devil's argument's sake, she does become more equipped, or like, I can't think of the word, but like when she turns into the Princess Serenity facing Beryl after she's been Sailor Moon, she's not the same. Like the Princess Serenity that we just saw in that last clip is very different to the Princess Serenity facing Beryl. I think that's one of the reasons Beryl was so shocked in that battle, because Princess Serenity, the last one, would have just laid down and died.
She did. She's like, all my friends are dead. I'm gonna also unalive myself. Where, you know, in the final battle with Beryl, she's like, all my friends are gone. I'm taking you down now because I'm mad. And I'm not gonna let you win. I would disappoint my friends. I was like, why didn't she think of that when she was a princess? Because they were her friends then. You were still disappointing them.
So then it's been interesting. Do we want to go into that topic of Princess Serenity versus the one after she's been Sailor Moon? Is different.
It's completely different.
Oh yeah. Like even with the change in like the one change in Crystal where like Sailor Moon kills Beryl instead of Sailor Venus.
Don't get me started on that. So
I hated that change. I'm like,
I hate that change.
I hated it. That's one of the only two gripes I have about Crystal and what they changed. I didn't like that change, and I didn't like what they did with the generals.
Don't get me started.
Wow, you just found two of our exact points where we're both like.
But even like the Sailor Moon we see killing Beryl is completely different than the Sailor Moon we see basically commit, goodbye and at the Silver Millennium. Like, I think it's just totally different.
I'm gonna sit here Angie for a second. Angie.
Because you know what? I feel like watching it, and I think this could be fun. You want to watch our geekified version?
Yeah,
Abby?
I actually met Jennifer Seehee like 10-ish years ago. Yeah,
really?
I met her.
What?
She was doing a random concert at this random figure warehouse by my house.
That's so.
I saw Jennifer Seehee when I was about 12 or 13. I do know Carry On and Power of Love and Rainy Day Man.
Bro, D.I.C.H they went so hard.
They did.
And I missed this shit.
Like, I'm sorry, they're better than the original to me. I will fight on that one.
Honestly, D.I.C.H is the best English translation. I don't care if there was corny ass 90s lines in there. It was the best because it made it. That's why I fell in love with Sailor Moon, because it was so funny.
All right, we ready for Carry On, everybody?
I love Carry On.
I guess.
I hope Serena's okay out there.
This is bad. It's getting colder by the minute.
Artemis's old
Queen
voice.
Beryl was too strong for them. Luna,
I
our
love
scouts
it.
are doomed.
I can't believe we'll never see them
British
again.
Luna.
And she's British.
Sailor Moon, you've just got to believe in yourself. Please, don't let the Negaverse win.
But also,
Everyone is
listen to the emotion
counting on you.
of these actors.
So good.
I hear you, Luna. I am not afraid anymore.
You should be.
Cosmic moon power. Here I'm standing in the night. Fight this evil. My present wand, the only light. Do not give up, Serena. You can do this. But I sense my friends are near. I'll draw from each the power I need. I am not letting you win this one, you witch. My friends are counting on me.
Hey, Serena, I'll help you with this assignment if you want.
You are so stubborn, Serena. Let us help or I'll never speak to you again.
Yeah, let us help you put her away. Still too many guys we gotta meet.
Let us help. We haven't known each other long enough for it to end yet. I do need all of you. Please, help me.
Dude, this part, seeing this in the 90s as a kid, I was like, they came back to help her.
Hey.
Mercury Mars! Power! Jupiter power! Venus power! Cosmic blue!
This can't be.
Only together we face the past.
Like, Beryl put her whole chest in that.
Stand against our might. Beryl is gone, blasted back to the Negaverse. With all our strength, the battle's won. The universe is safe again thanks to you, my friends. With all our love, we can't go wrong. Finally, we have a chance for peace. We have the strength to carry on. Real.
Thank you. So I love that.
So, like I said, for D.I.C.H, I feel there was more emotion in their voices too. Like, even when they're saying like Mercury power, Mars power, like it felt similar to what the Japanese voice actors do.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I liked it so much. Like, because when we started getting into like different voice actors, now some of them did make up for it and like they figured it out. But like when we got into like the new iterations where they redid everything, I'm like, it sounds very forced compared to what we just listened to. Also, I missed the songs.
I know the songs are it. That's why it's mostly the music for me, where I'm like, but I want the original for me. from mine, like my original. Sorry,
I do have to say it was really cool to see Jennifer Seehee sing "Carry On" live. That was so cool. I got to hear her sing it live, and "Rainy Day Man" and "Power of Love."
I would have fucking cried. Would have cried for "Rainy Day." Oh my god,
it was so cool.
You
It
know
was
what?
like a bunch of like 90s kids, and then this like one random like 12, 13-year-old girl that's like, woohoo, party.
You know her mom's got all the VHSs, and that's all she watches.
Yeah.
It could be fun. We could do a music episode. Throw out
there's only what, like
invitation.
4 songs though?
No, there's an entire CD.
Yeah.
I own it. It's bright pink.
So that Princess Serenity there, like we see her and she's using power. And I'm like, okay, where was this before? Because clearly she should have had power if she can use it now. Her mom didn't have to be dead for her to have power. Uda says that's allowed to be your opinion, Michi.
I do love I Know Senshi. I love that song.
Let me see. What's the other version? Is that I Know Senshi you guys are talking about?
I Know Senshi wasn't for like the fight with Beryl in the Japanese. I think that was Moonlight Densetsu for the Japanese.
It is.
I think it was
I believe it just starts playing the intro.
Yeah. Because I think they use I Know Senshi for the first time when they're fighting the oh my god, I can't think of their name. The sisters.
Doom and Gloom?
No, the Cone and Pets and Calabash.
Oh, the
Spectre sisters, is that what they call them?
What is their name?
Yeah, Spectre sisters.
Spectre
that's
sisters, but I
they
forget
use
what their
I Know
Japanese
Senshi
name
for
is.
that, and then they use I Know Senshi for when
Ayakakashi. That's what it is.
Yeah, the Ayaka. I was thinking like I was thinking something like that, but
The Ayakashi? No, it's
yeah,
Ayakashi.
the Ayakashi was what I was thinking of, like it's Aya something, but they use I Know Senshi for the fight scene of the Inners versus the Ayakashi sisters, and then they use I Know Senshi again when Samun's like in the car with Uranus and Neptune driving to like the glass slipper villain and Sam. Why do I know that?
I have to rewatch.
That's such a random fact for me to know.
I haven't watched it in so long. I have it on DVD.
Yeah, I own it on DVD as well.
I think I've got it on Blu-ray.
Honestly, all the voices are.
I think I have it all on Blu-ray because when I won the Sailor Moon cosplay competition from Viz, I did I don't know if you've ever watched it. I was the Queen Nehelenia that won
my
Best in Show.
god, I remember that.
It's me.
Oh
I'm
my
the Queen
god.
Nehelenia.
It was at Anime Boston,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Anime Boston. That was me. Let me tell you, I almost fainted backstage when I realized I had won. I was like, what? But one of the they gave us prize bags. And in mine was the entire, like, up to Beryl on Blu-ray was in those bags. I'm a little sad that apparently they had the music box, the Proplica, the music box thing that everybody tried to get a hold of.
Oh my god.
Apparently, that was a prize also because they had extras. And I was like, I'm so upset that wasn't in my prize bag. I got a bunch of other stuff and I was like, why wasn't that in my prize bag?
Yeah.
But I need to rewatch it because they gave me all the Blu-rays and I was like, shit, I don't have to pay for this shit. Okay.
Party.
I was like, hell yeah.
And we are back for the second half of Eternal Moon Season 4. Again, my back is correct. Episode 2, Princess Serenity was never meant to be Sailor Moon. Thank you. And Sailor Denzel, good to see you.
I hope everyone stretched. I hope everyone got a snack. I hope people have hydrated.
Yes, did everybody hydrate?
Uda, I'm looking at you. Did you hydrate?
Sailor Denzel?
Uda hasn't been feeling well. Uda, did you hydrate? Did you eat something? Were you able to eat something? As long as you're hydrating, I don't care about the eating. I'm so proud of you. I'm very proud of you. I'm right now.
So proud. Okay, so why don't we get into a topic that I know everybody's excited to talk about, which is what would the franchise look like without Sailor Moon?
The show wouldn't be called Sailor Moon.
Yeah, that's the thing. What would it be called? Like, because she wouldn't be Sailor Moon. Would there even be a character named Sailor Moon?
I was thinking about this before, like, hopping onto the show in my shower, because some of the greatest thoughts in this world come from showering and driving. I swear. But I was thinking, like, I think Usagi would be a character, but I don't think she would be Sailor Moon. I think she would be Princess Serenity in this case. But I was thinking like the main character would probably switch. I was thinking it would be more like a continuation of Sailor V in a way, because I think the main character would be Sailor Venus in that case. And basically it starts right where Sailor V left off, and she's the one that's trying to awaken the scouts and trying to find Luna.
That's an interesting idea because, like, think about it. Like, Usagi just having to find the girls versus Usagi having to fight and find the girls.
Because I always thought the plot point of like, oh my god, we're trying to find the Moon Princess, and it's like there's always the line from the abridged series that always comes to mind with this situation. It's like, are you the Moon Princess, Sailor Venus? I don't know, Sailor Moon? And that's what always comes back to me. Is like, how would you not know that there's a high chance that the Moon Princess is also Sailor Moon? Like, it's common sense, at least in my mind, but I think
they are 14.
You're right on the whole Sailor V thing, by the way. That it would have been Sailor V. I really think Usagi would have just been a side character.
I think it would be more like oh my god, I can't think of the show. It'd probably be more like a Voltron situation. If I remember Princess Laura not doing the fighting as much, and yeah, and then it was like the 5 people controlling the body parts that were like fighting, and she was like kind of taking a back seat and all that. But I think it would be like an alternate Sailor V. I think it would be like a Sailor V continuation,
which I would not mind, like, if they wanted to get a little creative.
And the whole show would be trying to hunt down Usagi.
It'd be interesting, but it would be very a different story.
It would. I think some of the plot beats would happen. I think it probably wouldn't be Luna awakening the scouts. I think it would probably be Artemis and Venus waking them up. Because we have Venus's memories, we have Artemis's memories, as amnesiac as they are, but I think there's still a better base point than like what Luna has to go off of. Because Luna's like, oh look, here's a girl, and like, yeah.
You're not wrong.
I do want to talk about Minako's like hairstyle and hair
Really?
color. Like, I do want to talk about, because I always think that like she's like a decoy for Usagi, and it's probably, I don't know, a thought or maybe a statement of fact. I'm not sure what to compile this under. I think like Venus on purpose looks a lot like Usagi. Like 100%.
I think it's stated somewhere. Yeah. It's in some of the text. I swear it's in it.
It's like she's supposed to be like Usagi's doppelganger.
Isn't she? Do they ever say? I thought she does say that she's supposed to be her body double.
They do say it, not in the anime, but in the text, in the fandom, in like the books that they produced.
Yeah, because that's why she posed as the princess, because she was supposed to pose until the actual princess came as a decoy.
Yeah, they just didn't really do that line.
I was
like going back to the point I was talking about before, I wouldn't be surprised if she did pose as like the Moon Princess, as in, like alternate Sailor V continuation.
Oh, like Minako becomes the Moon Princess and just like sells that role.
Yes.
Honestly, she would.
I think she would keep it a secret from everybody that she's not actually the Moon Princess, and that she's secretly working with Artemis to try to find the true Moon Princess.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be like, okay, hi guys, I'm like the Moon Princess, but I'm actually not.
Yeah, like just like having to deceive them, but everybody know, like, she's looking at the camera. Would she be doing it for morale?
I think she would do it for the sake of the like Venus, especially in the manga, is very like, I'm here for the mission. I would do anything for the mission. And I think we obviously see throughout the story, both in Sailor V and in Sailor Moon, that she's like a pretty decent actress. So I think she could pull it off. I think if there was any Sailor Senshi outers and inners to pull off that kind of a role. Looks aside, it would be Venus.
I think so too. Like, I really like that theory.
I also think that, like, if Usagi ended up being a side character, I feel that her personality would have changed more. I feel she would have been more like a Princess Kaku. I think she would have had to be a more mature character.
So
I feel like she would have been more of like a Princess Kaku, not stereotype, but personality-wise, because if she's the princess and not Sailor Moon, like she really doesn't have to have character flaws to grow out of.
I think
she could have been like more of like the senpai-esque character, and then they discover her, like she was already graceful, and then she's like, "Oh, you found me, ta-da!" kind of thing.
I do think, like, hypothetically, it would be more interesting to have her be like this aloof kind of like how she is in current media, because I think it would, like, I always think it's boring in media when they have like the princess character act like a princess. I want to see like her be extremely stupid and make stupid mistakes, spice up the plot a little.
Ooh, I found something fun. Do we want to hear a Princess Serenity comparison voicing?
Ooh, party.
It sounds like fun to me. And hit.
タキシード仮面私のために
So this is your original, Abby?
Yes.
今すべて思い出した。セレニティよ。俺はエンディミオ。
エンディミオそうだわ私はセレニティエンディミオ
She had bills to pay.
What?
I said she had bills to pay with that Endymion scream.
Oh my god, that was the scream. I'm excited because I think that's the moment they're going to compare in all of them.
あなたがエンディミオンスモールレディ転びますよもうママの言うことを聞かないからでしょ泣くのではありません転んだお前が悪いスモールレディ思い出すのです幼い頃のことをあの時なぜ私たちが手を差し伸べなかったかわかりますか自らの力で立ち上がる強さを持つ私たちはそんな子にあなたを育てたいと思ったからなのですよあなた方は死んでいませんよお互いを守りたいという2つの銀髄章の力がこのままじゃ私たち未来をなくしちゃうよ
Bro, I love this scene.
目を覚まして2人で大人になろう
It's like so good.
大人になって一緒に夢を叶えよ
舞踏会に遅れてすみません
お待ちしておりました
大変な事件が起きたのです
え
私たち地球の多くの者たちはベリルに洗脳されました
ベリルエンディミオン様あなたが敵に
Interesting. So this was a different voice actress.
Yeah.
エンディミオン様エンディミオン様
It kind of sounds like Chibiusa.
It does sound like Chibiusa.
いいえ私信じてる愛か
友情か人同士の信頼か信じてるみんなが守ろうとしたこの世界を信じてるお願い
She sounds like Chibiusa. Yeah.
This is so strange in a way, but not a bad voice actor, but like
It is Chibiusa.
Yeah, she is Chibiusa.
Oh.
Yeah. So when Mitsubishi got like sick during the recording, and they were like, "Oh no, we need to like find someone to voice the lines because production was going so quick." They had Kei Araki fill in for Usagi for like those like 5 episodes, but then she came back as Chibiusa for the rest of the series.
Figure. Oh my god, I didn't know that. Yeah, or what you were saying, Kotono had to have her appendix removed with emergency surgery, and it sounds like Chibiusa because it is Chibiusa.
And I do like that. I do like the fact that like that they did bring her back because her and Kotono Mitsubishi have a very similar cadence to their voice. Like you have to listen decently closely to realize, hey, that these are 2 separate people.
Yeah,
it's kind of, I was gonna say it's like the comparison of if you know the show Ruby at all, that they casted Elizabeth Maxwell as Winter Schnee, which is Weiss Schnee's sister, because the cadence of Kiera or the voice actors for Weiss and the voice actors for Winter sound similar in cadence, but it's like a different voice. So they sound like sisters.
That's cute. I like that.
So in this case, they sound like they could be related. Because they're
that's cute.
Similar. Yeah.
And then this is for Crystal, so same person, correct?
Kotono Mitsubishi does Crystal. She did the entire run at Crystal. So this is technically her first time doing like the final battle for like season 1 because she had her appendix taken out.
So this was she finally got to have a crack at it.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear it.
止まっていた時計の針が逆回りしてる時を遡り過去に記憶を刻み始める悲しい過去に思い出したわあなたのこと私の愛するエンディミオ深く吸い込まれそうな青あなたの目の色と同じ希望の可能性を秘めた青い星そして私だけの秘密地球の第一王子エンディミオ
First Prince
誰よりも強く素敵な人
Did it say First Prince?
Did it just go back a minute? Go back. You know what? Hold a minute. As somebody who loves rabbit holes, go back a second.
深く吸い込まれそうな青あなたの目の色と同じ希望の可能性を秘めた青い星そして私だけの秘密地球の第一
Bing!
The first
He has siblings.
Hello, fan fiction.
Remember, air and a spare.
Air to spare.
I do have my Kindles on me in case if I need to fact check the manga. So I'm going to check if they say it's First Prince in the manga too.
Yeah, because I'm like, hello? Hello? Since when?
Oh my god. Kindle.
Oh my god. Hello?
Crystal also just fucked up a lot of stuff. We were like, what?
I know.
Why?
I'm like, either this is a really big fuck up or it's really funny.
Who knows?
Both at the same time?
Bro,
they kept the generals alive, okay?
See, I was okay with them keeping the generals alive, but I was not okay with them saying like, "Oh, we're alive. We're just gonna kill them off." That's what pissed me off of that.
Same.
Like,
I was like, if you're gonna keep them alive, don't just crush them under a fucking rock.
Hey Loki, can you add this to Milanote for me for future concepts of episodes? Thank you.
Okay, Kindle, pop off. You're just not working. Sweet. I'm looking for because I know this is Act 9, because that is like one of my favorite scenes in Crystal. Like that scene will never not make me cry.
Which scene?
This scene that's playing right now.
Okay, let's watch it.
Yeah, I love this scene. It's my favorite.
エンディミオ、誰よりも強く素敵な人。あの人を見たくて何度もこの星に降り立った。そしていつしか私たちは愛し合うようになった。エンディミオ、もう私たち
I also love the Moon Kingdom that they made in Crystal, though.
地球と月の住人は通じてはならない。それは神の掟。ダメよ、好きになっちゃダメ。いやー、エンディミオ、返事をして目を開けて。私たち生まれ変わってやっと会えたのに、これは運命なの。まだ私のこと何も伝えてない。大好きな私のたった一人の人、タキシード仮面。スモールレディ、目覚めたのね。あなたの目覚めが私を蘇らせたのよ。邪国水晶のパワーにも負けず未知の力を秘めたプリンセス。あなたのせいではないわ。
Oh, that made me cry because it was like mom giving her the proud moment.
それがあなたをこんなに大人にした。ママ、私の体は癒えたわ。もう大丈夫。二人で力を合わせてこの星を守っていきましょう。ずっとママは私が必要ないんだと思ってた。あなたは私のたった一人の娘。ずっと大切に思っているわ。これからはママの力になってあげられる。ええ、もちろん。私のかけがえのないプリンセス。あなたたちにも本当に苦労をかけました。プルートにはクリスタルパレスでの安らかな眠りを約束しましょう。プルート、本当にありがとう。いいえ、セーラームーンがタキシード仮面とスモールレディの力を借りネメシスを打ち破ったのです。セーラームーン、ウサギ。あなた方に新しいプラネットパワーを授けましょう。セーラーマーキュリー、地の戦士。セーラーマーズ、戦いの戦士。セーラージュピター、保護の戦士。セーラーヴィーナス、愛の戦士。これからもずっとセーラームーンと共に戦っていけるように。私はクリスタルパレスへ戻らなければ。クイーン、過去の自分に会うことは歴史にはありえないことです。
This is what an interesting part to me, just before we get to the really good emotional part, how different and how solidifying she is of how they are not one.
It's a different timeline.
Different timeline, but is it like Doctor Whoing or like...
I've always had a theory in my head that like it's like, this is probably a completely different topic, but like I think Sailor Pluto is such an interesting character because she knows like every single timeline and knows everything that could happen, but she can't really tell anybody.
I wonder if she tells him to man. Would you trust him? Chat, would you trust him?
I've double checked.
Selene is saying no.
You never trust a man. Ever.
Okay.
Girl power. Prince Indian is Crown Prince. Crystal calls him First Prince, but having the title Crown Prince doesn't mean he has a sibling.
I checked in the books and they refer to him as the Earth's Prince and Heir.
But it's only Crystal that we can make a fit. You know what? We can still do an episode. It could be fun. We haven't really done one on Endymion.
He's just an interesting character. He's like a guy. He's just a dude. He's just there. I love him.
He just falls in love.
90s Mamoru is toxic though.
Yeah.
Oh, he is like Britney Spears level toxic. Like
I like Tuxedo Mask and like the musicals and like the manga / Crystal so much better.
Darian Shields.
Come on, it would be fun. We'll have to do it eventually. We can't ignore him forever.
Yeah, he's like a big guy in this series. Interest.
A lavender dream. This is me. All right, let's continue.
私はここからあなたに新しい力を授けましょう。セーラームーン、神秘の戦士よ。あなたに幻の銀髄章を守る新しいコンパクトを。そしてコズミックパワーを。セーラームーン、ネオクイーンセレニティ。どうしてもお礼が言いたかったの。ありがとう。
Tuxedo Mask, I feel you are growing weaker.
Oh, my childhood!
Please do not go, I need you.
You're finally free, Serena. You're free, and now I remember everything. It's all so clear.
If you didn't cry like this as a child, who were you?
Yes,
I was autistic.
I am remembering now too. I am Princess Serena of the Moon Kingdom. Oh, Darian, come back to me.
Oh, Darian!
Last time I saw you.
I love it though. I love it so much.
You did come back, and you set me free like in our dream. Darian. Oh, finally you are here.
I have some bad news, Princess.
You cannot come to the ball?
If it were only that, Serena. Terrible things are happening on Earth, and evil power is taking over there.
Oh, you
Then you must go. I'm so...
What were you saying, Selene?
Oh, you can't come to the ball.
But like, it's very distinctive. It's very distinctive from her Usagi or Serena.
I think she could have just kept her regular voice. And
But
just,
like, I appreciate
lowered her, like shortened her cadence or something, not lowered her voice.
But
she could have just changed how her speech pattern was.
All right, Abby, how do you feel? You didn't grow up with this.
Yeah, I think Darian sounds like very 90s guy to me. Like if like met like 90s cartoon men sound very like it has a very distinct speech pattern, at least for me.
It does.
And then like what Selene said with the cadence. But I do love Terry Hawks. I do love her Usagi.
Oh, but then you're also missing Loki in the comments.
Like she could be high-pitched Usagi and then she could have been like, oh, Darian. Like I don't know, just something a little bit different. Not this low pitch weirdness that she did. As a kid, I was like, oh yeah, this is great. Now I'm like, man, what did you do?
No, it's honestly, for me, it's the scream. It's the scream for me.
I don't know. I love it. I'm going to defend her. I think she did a great job.
She did. I don't like that pitch. Like I said, she could have changed the cadence, the way she speaks, but she didn't have to lower her voice weirdly. I was like, Princess Serenity is giving robot.
Yeah, she is.
Because it almost feels a little strained when she was doing it compared to like, look at how she's speaking as Sailor Moon, where it's very fluent. She's just coasting through it. And then she gets to Princess Serenity. It's almost like she's tripping over herself.
Well,
like she doesn't know what direction she wants to go with it.
This was early in the part, so why don't we keep watching?
Sometimes, basically, I think like your producer said, sometimes it's not the voice actor themselves. Sometimes it's just like the direction's not the greatest.
Yeah, what Loki was saying. I'm not saying that she didn't do a great job. I'm saying her voice acting director gave her directions.
came back. I do.
You're in my heart.
And you will always be in mine.
Darian, what is happening?
Run, Serena! Just run!
Darian, I want to be with you.
See right there. That was better. That little scene right there.
Yeah.
That was better.
Like every step, I think she got her footing.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's always the scene that always like wins my heart right here.
But I sense my friends are near. I'll try to reach the power I need. I am not letting you win this one, you witch. My friends are counting on me. Careful, Rini, you might slip in the rain. Oh, you're okay. You should listen to me. You can get up now. Maybe we spoiled her too much. Listen to me, Rini. Your memory. Remember the good now. You remember how we wouldn't help you up? That's because you weren't hurt and could easily get up yourself. You also didn't listen to what we said, and as parents, we can't reward bad behavior. If we picked you up, then you would cry every time you needed something, and never learn to try for yourself. And now, it's time to go home. Huh? The 2 silver crystals provided enough power to decimate the dark crystal, and once again the power of goodness has prevailed.
Mommy!
Your friends are waiting for you. You'd better hurry. Oh, Rini.
Mommy!
She said that in the same tone as she did just a moment ago.
She did kind of.
It sounded like they just placed they grabbed that thing that she previously quoted and slapped it on again. Mommy.
You saved our world, my darling. Welcome home.
Oh, Rini. Please, Rini, wake up now.
Oh, the scene. Again.
I can't control the power of this crystal alone. You must help me. Rini, wake up fast, please. Rini, please. Oh, please, Rini. Now. Open your eyes before it's too late. We'll lose our future. Oh, come on, Rini. Come on, you've got to wake up. We've got our whole lives ahead of us.
I think her voice
we'll
is a
be
little
together.
too mature.
We'll grow up together.
I don't think so.
We'll
I would
dream
argue not
together.
for this moment.
She sounds like a grown adult. And she's not supposed to be. Sounds more like this is an adult in an anime than a young, like you hear it for a second what voice she normally has. Again, it's pitched a little too mature. Now that I listen to it again, I was like, whoa, that's really mature for a voice. I guess I'm so used to the Japanese where she doesn't change her voice that much.
Like, I think the context doesn't make sense, but I do like her cadence. I do like how she's like talking. I think I don't know if it's, I think she would have done such a good job as Cosmos in the Cosmos dub.
Yeah, like that's very much like a much more mature.
I think she would have done such a good job as Cosmos.
I'm sad now.
I agree with that. Like that sounds like very much like you said that, and I was like, that would make a good Cosmos voice.
That would be perfect for Cosmos. Because it's like the correct tone.
It's not a bad thing. I was listening. I was like, whoa, why is there a grown woman speaking?
But for the context, it makes sense because this is like almost like the moment that Princess Serenity goes from child to adult. I'm not gonna argue it. I feel that way.
All I'm saying is I think she matured her voice a little too much. And it's one of those things where it's the director's direction. I don't mind her voice, but I really I like that Cosmos thing because that sounded like Cosmos coming out.
Yeah, if I picture Cosmos, I could hear it.
But I was just like, that's a little too she deepened her voice just a little too much. Like I said, I don't like when for Serenity they suddenly pitch their voices down like that. I'm like, you can still speak more elegantly without changing the tone of your voice. Also, she should be panicking a little bit more.
Yeah, I was gonna say, were you gonna point out that comment?
Yeah, I like I think it makes sense for Neo Queen Serenity to pitch it down a little bit, but for like Serenity, like regular good old Serenity, I think just her like a normal Sailor Moon voice, but like speaking eloquently would make sense.
Mm-hmm. Isn't this like a weird person where I'm like, I don't mind any of the dub voices. To me, they all flowed, but I was also like 8, so I'm like trying to rewatching. So it's gonna be very different for me now. I think to rewatch, going from Terry Hawks to Linda Valentine. But I'm really excited to see how I feel. We're almost there. We're going to be there in June. There's a lot of good Chibusas too. So Stephanie Beard is Ura's, but I don't know if I have a favorite.
Is Stephanie Beard the one that did Cloverway's Chibiusa? Because that's my favorite from the Cloverway.
Loki, when you're 8, a 16-year-old is an adult, but from our 30s, the 6-year-old shouldn't sound like an adult. I don't know.
Sailor Moon, let's share all our dreams together.
Rainy. Tuxedo Mask. You're hurt all because of me.
Serenity. I'm able to remember everything now. Serenity. I am Endymion.
Endymion. That's right. I remember now. I am Serenity.
That was a good scream.
That was a good scream.
Endymion.
I'll give her credit for that.
You're Endymion, my one true love. Prince Endymion.
I apologize for arriving so late.
I've been waiting for you.
A terrible thing has happened. It seems that many of my people have been brainwashed by a woman named Beryl.
Beryl? Why are you wearing a mask? You, my enemy? Yes.
Serenity.
I love you, Endymion. Don't go, Endymion!
Serenity! Stay back!
Endymion, don't leave me! Down here!
That was good. That was well done.
You're wrong. I believe in it. I have faith.
Faith in what? Everlasting love? Indestructible friendships?
All of it. I believe in this world. And the guardians who fought for it. Silver Crystal. Please, give me strength. I need everyone's combined faith and love. To fight for the world we believe in. Everyone, give me all your strength. Please. Right now!
Don't run, or you might trip and fall. See? That is what can happen when you don't listen to Mommy. Crying won't help you. It's your fault for tripping. Listen to me, small lady. Try to remember. Back to when you were just a child.
Even this voice is lighter.
Chibiusa, do you understand why
But
we
she's
didn't
not
help you up
changing
back
like
then?
a super pitch, which I super appreciate. She made her voice a little bit more mature without being like, hello. I'm like, hello?
Oh, I was just gonna randomly say that a little off topic, but I don't know if it's a hot take, but I do like Robbie Damon's 100% my favorite Tuxedo Mask.
Which one is he?
This is the Viz version for Tux.
Oh, okay. The new.
It's very
Tux.
nice. I do like him.
I love Robbie Damon as Tuxedo Mask.
I like all of them.
Yeah, like I think out of all the casting, I think Tuxedo Mask was one of the best castings. I'm like, that's
True.
Tuxedo Mask.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I have any like strong feelings on Tux. I think he's like a really I like the way that the new Tux did play him with like a maturity to his voice. Because he is a mature character. Even though sometimes the lines they give him.
Yeah, the ABCs of justice.
Yeah. All right, let's finish this off.
To know you had the strength to stand on your own. We held back because we wanted to raise you to be the kind of girl who can meet any challenge, no matter how difficult it might be. Listen to me. Neither of you are dead. Huh? The two silver crystals answered your strong desires of wanting to protect each other and brought about a miracle. Mommy? Everyone is waiting for you. It's time to go back
I'm sorry,
home.
what was that?
Welcome home.
Okay, that was so...
Endymion, this has to stop. We mustn't see each other anymore.
Why?
People from the Earth and people from the Moon are not allowed to be together. It's forbidden. It's the will of the gods. Endymion! No! Please say something. Open your eyes. We were reborn. Did we find each other just to be separated?
I feel
again?
she actually got into her Usagi shoes by Crystal.
By this point,
she was doing the Viz, because the Viz was redubbing, and then by the time Crystal came out and she started dubbing that, I feel she got her Usagi shoes on, because that I'm listening to it right now. I was like, wow, there is a significant difference in what we just listened.
I agree. How do you feel, Abby?
I was so far from what I've listened to so far. I'm Kotono's I think better in this scene, but Stephanie Shea's not bad at all.
Mm-hmm.
I think Kotono Mitsuishi really excels at scenes that require a lot of emotion and screaming. Kotono voicing Cosmos was watching a religious experience for me. I'm like, holy shit, this is great.
Cosmos had me emotional.
But Stephanie Shea in this scene's not that bad at all so far.
Tell you how I really feel about you. I love you. You're my one and only true love. Tuxedo Mask! Just look at you, my dearest daughter. I'm so proud of you. Your awakening revived me. You fought
not
the
a big
darkness of the
voice
malefic black
difference
crystal
between
to realize
the
your
two.
true power as a moon princess. Listen to me, it's not your fault.
Yeah,
you did make a few mistakes. However, you have learned from them and grown as a person. Mommy, now that I have fully recovered from my injuries and my body has healed, I would be honored if
Her
we could join
cadence is a little bit
forces
different.
and you would help me defend.
Swap cadences right in the middle of that clip.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wait a minute. Back.
Yeah, she was talking in her normal Serenity Usagi voice, and all of a sudden she lowered her cadence. What?
I'm like, wait a minute.
She wrapped her mouth around some of those words.
You fought the darkness of the malefic black crystal to realize your true power as a moon princess. Listen to me, it's not your fault.
There.
You did make a few mistakes. However,
right there.
You have learned from them and grown as a person. Mommy, now
it almost sounds like they're messing with her own sound, and that's not her. They put a little reverb or something on her.
And you would help me defend this planet.
Because it felt like a little bit of an echo.
I always thought you didn't need me and that I just got in the way. Of course I need you. I love you, small lady, more than anything else in the world. I love you too, but I don't know how to be a guardian. Don't worry, you'll learn. You are my daughter, and I believe in you. It's not my doing. Sailor Moon deserves your praise. She, Tuxedo Mask, and Small Lady combined their powers. Together they struck down Nemesis. Sailor Moon! She did it! Sailor Guardians, I shall now bestow upon you new planet powers. Sailor Mercury, the Guardian of Wisdom. Sailor Mars, the Guardian of War. Sailor Jupiter.
I think it's very
Sailor
well
Venus,
done.
the Guardian of Love. Sailor Moon. Neo Queen Serenity.
And that is very well done.
Express how grateful I am. Thank you so much.
I don't know, it's hard to pick because they're all really well done in their own ways.
Yeah, and plus Linda Ballantyne, I think that was her only time voicing Serenity in the entire series.
Isn't it? I think so.
I think that's because Serenity wasn't in season 3, and then Serenity was right at the end for season 4. She had that one scene of her flying off the building or the wee skydiving.
So that might be why she did give it such a deep adult voice.
Because I was just thinking back, I'm like, yeah, that's the only scene she has in the entire series of her Serenity. She never really got the chance to do Serenity.
Princess Sailor Moon.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about Princess Sailor Moon from PGSM. Now, Abby, what do you know about PGSM?
I know, like, Princess Sailor Moon's kind of like Serenity's, like, Serenity was, like, completely different in, like, PGSM. She was, from what I understand, she's a lot more, like, serious, and, like, she's, like, very salty over the entire, like, Silver Millennium thing.
Mm-hmm.
Her, like, essence, or her whatever you want to call that, like, her soul, like, takes over Sailor Moon in the current times, and then she becomes, like, this badass, like, sword wielding Sentai Ranger exploding Sailor Guardian.
She get a little mad and she don't know how to talk about her feelings.
Yeah, it's like she takes over Usagi's body.
She does. She possesses her. That is, you are correct.
Yeah, I paid attention.
You
that
did.
Is literally what happens. They literally have to snap Sailor Moon out of it.
Because I remember, because I've seen most of PGSM, but from what I remember, like, the Sailor Guardians are like, oh my god, this girl's going insane. Like, they're just watching, and then, like, they're like, oh my god,
like,
she's Super Sentai blowing up stuff. And then they show, like, that scene where, like Sailor, it's like the weird 2003 glowy lights of live action, and she's, like, standing in her Sailor uniform, and then, like, behind her comes the soulless Serenity of how they depict a Serenity as not being blonde and with black hair.
Don't mention the dress. Don't mention the dress. Don't mention the dress.
And then she, like, transitions into the, like, Sailor Moon, and then it's like, ta-da, Princess Sailor Moon, and then she blows some shit up, and yeah, she gets salty, and everybody is surprised that she is angsty and blowing shit up.
She's a bitter bitch. That is what she is.
Yeah.
You're correct on the possession. She does get possessed by Princess. They even say that. They mention that she gets possessed by Princess Serenity's soul.
I found it.
And she is violent because she died in a violent manner. And she is salty as fuck. And it's all against Beryl. Like, her hatred is pointed right at that bitch. And they have to snap Usagi out of it to actually make her stop, because she essentially goes berserker.
Yeah.
Just starts blowing everything up. And I'm like, let her cook. Just let her do it. And then they stop her. I'm like, ruined.
It's like free fire. It's like a rage room.
Yeah, let her rage room on a fucking Beryl, please. But her Serenity is more serious.
All right, there we go. Literal overtaking.
Yeah.
Like, that's straight up possession.
Yeah, I remember that transition.
All right.
I do love the outfit, though. I love Princess Sailor Moon's outfit.
The outfit eats.
Oh, whoever designed it was, like, cooking.
They definitely took some elements from different pieces of the manga, like especially her tiara.
It's almost like her
mother's.
mother's.
Like that. And like the artwork, because they put all the pearls and stuff like that. I think it's just, they did very well.
Yeah. They cooked with
They made the right choices.
Yeah.
Also, Mamoru was pretty hot.
God, I love the plushies.
The plushies.
She's also wearing the Neo Queen Serenity's crown.
Okay, I love it though. The Beryl's like, you're alive, good.
Beryl is so drag queen right now, and I love it.
Beryl is serving. And Tuxedo Mask looks
like
I'm not going to say it. No, I'm not going to say it.
Kidnapped, so he wasn't transformed.
I know, but I know what he looks like, and I'm not gonna say it. All right, but also over here, like also serving.
Yeah,
That
no,
one's Jedi.
Jedi.
That's
I was
Jedi.
gonna say, because like he
Nephrite.
looks intimidating, but like he is serving.
Kunzeit's got the black hair.
Yes. Okay, that's right.
That's got the silver.
Okay.
Yeah, most of the costumes ate except Princess Serenity's that came off a bridal clearance rack. As you were drinking, I'm so sorry.
I was gonna say, trying to kill me, Selene.
Yeah, she was a badass sword.
That's what I was thinking of.
I was gonna say, I love the fire. I love the fire. So good. And like look at the earrings, look at the choker, the bun covers. They're so cute. Like everything's adorable. Oh my god, there's moons in the lace.
I want to cosplay this for him so badly, but that's a lot of work.
You know who does a great cosplay of it? Sailor Moon Turtle, who's sometimes in our audience and has been on the show before.
Yeah, there's another really good one that I'm thinking of.
Oh, isn't there one that was just going around for 28 days of black cosplay?
Yes. I see her all the time, and I am like, it is not coming to my brain of who
it's Chibi Magical
person
Girl.
is.
Chibi Magical Girl.
I'm gonna show the audience through my phone screen because I have found it.
Oh, I've seen that one. She's beautiful.
Yes, gorgeous. That's Chibi Magical Girl.
Gorgeous.
Yes. I love these too.
Princess, いい気になるでない。今は我らはもうお前と同じ。いや、それ以上の存在。聞こえぬか。まずは下がれ。剣を下ろせ。
They gave him budget.
Yeah, gotta have that stupid as well.
Like, how much budget do they actually give them? That they're just like, yeet.
I know in Japan you can rent out like the background and explosion for like $100 US. You can there's like the Japanese voice actors of Marcy. Oh my god, I can't think of their name. Delicious in Dungeons, Marceline? I can't. Merciel, yeah, that's it. Merciel, and her Japanese voice actress dressed up as the character she plays, and then like she rented like a place to do the explosions in the back.
Oh,
cool
interesting.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
I know this is service in Japan.
Go figure. So they must have used it or something similar.
Yeah,
Japan's got all those places where you can just go fucking cosplay in like a school that they've made, and they've got pre-made cosplay places.
Yeah.
This costume eats. It's so cute. Look at her going through the fire.
All right.
I can credit them in the description.
Yeah, but we can see like how unhinged she is.
Yeah.
She has no control over the power. She throws shit everywhere. They talk to her and tell her she cannot turn into Princess Sailor Moon because they were like, bitch, you don't remember crap. And you start like trying to kill people and you're not paying attention to your allies. But I really do love Princess Sailor Moon. I think it was a great upgrade, essentially. Like doing an upgrade without going like Super Sailor Moon. It gave like a different story. It's just like a Dark Mercury. Like that was chef's kiss. Fucking beautiful.
Dark Mercury, yeah.
So I think whoever was writing this, applause. It was a really good and really cool different side to Sailor Moon because
Yeah.
we've never like seen her unhinged before.
Yeah.
And it was nice to see like the princess as a more violent creature because that's what she was. She wants vengeance against Beryl for what she did, for ruining her life. So it was really I think it's a really cool take on Princess Serenity where she's not just, "Oh, I'm a princess and I flounce around and blah blah blah." No, bitch, I'm going to smack you. This is what you get.
Because she is a powerful being. She's like a poisonous flower. Like, she looks real pretty, but if you get too close, be careful.
I think that was a really cool take that PGSM took. But also whoever designed the outfit. Thank you. Applause.
Yes. Let's see. All right, we have a few minutes left. What do we want to talk about?
Let me read the list. I think we covered mostly everything except for like show parallels.
Between all the different Princess Serenities.
Like you were like you with Witch and then me with.
Oh yeah, so we wanted to talk about a little bit of fun to bring other series into it. We were talking a little bit earlier about shows named Winx and Witch, and I'm going to talk a little bit about Witch. Abby's going to talk a little bit about Winx. Selene is going to.
I'm going to sit here and look
enjoy.
Fucking pretty.
You're gonna enjoy our yapping.
And then Selene is going to be the comment section for is going to voice the comment section. So yeah, you're gonna Vanna White it. All right, Abby, you want to go first?
Sure. So basically, Winx Club stars our character Bloom. She lives on Earth. And surprise, one day she finds out she's a fairy. And she had like this obsession about fairies her entire life. So she's like, oh my god, I'm a fairy. And she goes to this academy called Althea, which is in the Magic's dimension. So Earth is in a different dimension from where the fairies are. It's a good time. Yeah. So this is the season 1 art. You can tell because Aisha / Layla is not present in this picture, but there's 5 Winx fairies in the original season, and then there's a 6th member that gets joined in season 2. Bloom is the one in the middle, the redhead, wearing the blue outfit. That's the main character. Spoilers for literally the entire series, but we find out that Bloom is actually the long-lost princess of the destroyed kingdom of Domino, which Domino basically is like the fire fairies, and Bloom was one of the heirs to the throne. She had an older sister that died and turned into a nymph. That was a thing. So Bloom was the heir because our sister's dead, but a nymph. So she's there. And throughout the first season, she gets like visions of her dead sister trying to like tell her to like wake up and like, oh my god, all this fun stuff. And up until season 3, the entire like the big overarching plot is like her trying to save her long lost kingdom of Domino and to revive Domino as a kingdom, because at the point in the series where she's introduced, she is the only fire fairy that's alive because her nymph sister transported her to Earth to save her. And yeah, I think I covered everything that
I like it. Okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
That's a very in a nutshell plot.
It's close to Sailor Moon.
Yeah, I was thinking of it driving the car. I'm like, oh my god, Bloom is basically Princess Serenity. Holy crap! How unoriginal. And this
Isn't she the leader of the group?
Yeah, Bloom is the leader. Which, yeah, of course, you make the person with the least amount of experience the leader, but Bloom is very charismatic, so I guess it works out.
Yeah, all right. And I can totally see how it's like a Sailor Moon, but a different flavor.
Yeah, it's like a different flavor of Sailor Moon.
Like start out with the same dough, but add ingredients.
Yeah, like you can tell that this was released when it was, because this show came out originally in 2004, and Italy was like, yes, we must come out with our own magical girl show, and the answer to that was Winx Club, and I'm like, woohoo! Thank you for making my heritage proud, because this is like Italy's pride and joy is like Winx Club.
You're kidding, because Witch is also Italian. Woo! No kidding. They're both Italian magical girls.
I'm part Italian, so I'm always like, yeah, Italy.
But all right, do you want me to explain Witch?
Yes.
All right. So it has a kick-ass opening.
Oh, it does.
We're gonna start with that. And it explains itself.
Oh, that's right. All their names actually spell witch. I forgot.
Yeah, it's so cute. I'm waiting for the princess to show up, but I haven't seen her. Oh my god, does the princess never show up? Maybe opening season 2.
That's the witch theme I know.
Yeah, I was like, that's the right opening. Wow, she's never shown. It's only about the girls. Go figure. But that is the start to Witch, and so it's basically the setup of the Scouts without Serenity, but like they're searching for Serenity. Let me read the actual blurb I pulled up.
Because I remember they had a comic series.
Yes, they had like a manga almost type.
Yeah, like from what I vaguely remember of the series, I think it's Halen's grandma gave them their powers.
Halen's grandmother is Luna. The problem is that the name is so common that it's very hard to find information on the actual series. It was on Disney, wasn't it?
Yes, it was on Jet.
That's what it was. Okay, yes. The Witch TV series. Okay. Yeah, which is a animated television series based on an Italian comic book of the same name published by Disney Publishing Worldwide. This is from Wikipedia.
Yeah.
And it was produced by SIP Animation and the Walt Disney Company with the participation of France Televisions and Jetix Europe. The show follows the 5 girls, Willa, Irma, Tarani, Cornelia, and Helen, who have respective magical powers over the classical, quintessential elements of water, fire, earth, and air, which they use to fulfill their duties as guardians of the veil. Like, the princess barely comes into it until I think like way in the second season. They're like, oh yeah, by the way, Teehee, there's a princess.
There's a princess? I'm Googling this.
Yeah, like it takes a while.
Because I remember there's the 5 witches and then the very useless guy.
No, but there's a princess too. Oh yeah, the guy. Oh yeah, and he gets with Cornelia. He's like adorable. Oh yeah, and their transformations are really cute. Oh. Like they're very magical girl. And they have to have will to be able to transform.
She is useful.
They have to have what?
So the main girl is Will, and her power is heart. Like, think like Captain Planet. And so without her, they can't transform into the Guardians, but Will doesn't have any powers.
She's just there.
Does she not transform?
She does, but she doesn't have any powers to fight until like way in the end.
An interesting take on technically the Sailor Moon of the group.
Yeah, because like here, watch this. Let's see. I think you might see it in this. So the center one is the one who they need to transform.
So what does she do? Just stand in the fucking background while they're fighting?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your princess, Meech?
Alon is her name. Alon Brown is a 12-year-old princess and later queen of Meridian, which ends up being like the other dimension. Alon was born in Meridian. Ion, lone daughter to the queen and consort and heir to the throne because it's a matriarchy. However, when she was a baby, after the disappearance of her parents, a Meridian knight named Galahad took her to Earth to evade the wrath of the cruel and heartless Phobos, who was her evil older brother. She's hidden for a reason in the first season because Phobos is looking for her.
Does she have a power significance that helps them? Like, is she... Because you see in Winx, like, that's her more powerful form, right? The princess?
Yeah. Because she is the more powerful. She's the heart of Meridian.
Okay.
Like, without her, think of her as like the silver crystal.
Okay, so she's the silver crystal.
Yes.
Okay. So she's the combination. So we don't see really like... This is where it differentiates, where we would have seen like if Sailor Moon and Princess Serenity had been separated.
Yes, that's exactly it. And like she is such a Princess Serenity lookalike in a lot of ways to me.
That's interesting because I'm like,
oh, she's little.
She's 12.
A child.
Okay. She is a child.
Yeah, she's like literally a 12-year-old child. But that's her in the manga. Instead of buns, she has rings on her hair.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a neat design.
It's a choice.
It's say, nothing... Why are you weighing your pigtails down like that?
Yeah, she's very much in the background of almost everything for the longest time until she's revealed. Like she is like the last... Oh, there she is as the princess. That's her design.
Okay.
Ta-da!
Interesting.
That's it. And like there's rings down at the bottom here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's her princess form. And that's... Yeah, she's like... But she's very much 12.
Yeah.
And so is it their job to protect her? What is the premise of Witch? Like, what is their final goal? Like, what is going on? Because we heard what Winx was, is they're trying to restore Domino.
Yeah, so they're trying to get Alonwi back into her dimension, and she becomes the heart of the city. And that's the overall goal. They just don't know it at first.
So it's to get her back on the throne?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Sailor Moon-esque?
They have the 5-girl dynamic.
All the elements of fire and everything.
Yeah. They have the 5 girls, transformations. I see the princess, but she's separated. Kind of like what I was saying, where if Usagi hadn't been the princess, she would have very much been like a very side character. I don't feel she would have been given a personality, to be honest, because a lot of the side characters sometimes didn't get really big personality. Like they didn't have big personalities. Usagi as Sailor Moon had a very big personality.
Oh, 100%.
She would have been more like who's a good character to compare her to?
Someone with a big personality?
Without a big personality. Because I don't think she would have been as dynamic as she is. They would have taken some elements out. She would have been like Naru.
Yeah.
Because Naru like has a personality, but it's not like Sailor Moon's where it like sticks out. Naru's kind of a little bit of a boring character.
Naru's subdued.
Yeah. And I think that's what would have happened. They wouldn't have given her as many elements. And she would have just like been the princess. She might have been like a power up or something for them. Like giving them the new power ups, or if she got her memories, giving them the wisdom of like what they're supposed to be fighting. I think she would have been like a very kind, maybe a little bit mature character once she became the Moon Princess. That's just my thoughts on it, if they had separated them.
Yeah. No, and I
because
agree
we do see the maturity when
Mhm.
she's supposed to be the princess. But I think like things would have, because we would have had a new character also. If there was going to be a Sailor Moon, I think Sailor Moon wouldn't have been the leader of the group. I think it would have been Venus, and maybe they co-ran it. or something like that. But
Oh, okay. I forgot about this. To better understand which. Alon Brown is the light or heart meridian, therefore possesses great magical power that turns into a reality warper. She is a power unaware of it. Power she is unaware of until she subconsciously draws it upon herself to save herself from the Guardians in the TV show. It can be argued that she controls the element of light or the power over matter.
That's a slide.
So she literally can do like space and time itself, or space and matter.
That's really cool.
All right, and then just real quick, somebody in the comments mentioned this new show coming out that hasn't come out yet called Mabashi Witches.
Oh, I've seen that one.
What is it about?
It looks really cute. I can't even say. I just saw a preview for it. It looked really cute. It's Magical Girl Witches.
Yeah. Okay. So the anime story set in Mabashi City and Gunma Prefecture is about the coming of age of 5 high school girls. First year high school students Yuina Agaki lives in an ordinary but unsatisfying everyday life. One day, a mysterious frog named Kurope scouts her and 4 other girls to become Mabashi witches. Suddenly, a room closet is connected to a mysterious space that brings the girls to a magical flower shop where they sing, dance, and make other people's wishes come true.
Oh, I am so excited that good old original Magical Girl shows are coming back this year. First, we had Acro Trip, and now this. And the creator Simple Gear is coming out with another Magical Girl anime. It's gonna be a good year.
There was one Magical Girl anime, and I have to find the name of it, but it was like the magical girl was like riding on the back of a motorcycle and fighting, like she was standing on 2 motorcycles or a car or something like that and fighting this monster. And they're magical girls for hire. I have to find it. But it looked really cool. They've been coming out with some really cool magical girl stuff where it's not, what's it called? Do Re Mi? Is that what it's called?
There's an anime called Do Re Mi.
And it's not, what is the other one?
Tokyo Mimiu?
No, that was a little bit more adult.
Mermaid Melody?
No, it's the one you've watched. It's with they have like sugar themes and stuff like that.
Oh, so Precure.
Precure, yeah.
Precure. I will yap about that series. I have an entire panel dedicated to that series.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little sick of like Precure-esque. I understand you like it, but I want to go back to like other stuff like Tokyo and fucking Sailor Moon and Cardcaptor Sakura.
Yeah, I get you.
I don't want them. I understand like they were kids-esque shows, but I feel that the Precure and like the Do Re Mi, like that kind of esque magical girl is too kiddie for me.
Yeah, I like the more.
It doesn't have as much. I also don't like the animation style as much. That's just my aesthetic point of view. Because both of them have a very like almost same-ish animation. And I miss it's meant for children.
Yeah.
And I understand. It's meant for a younger class because they're trying to sell toys.
Yes. They do a very
I've
good
seen
job
all the toys. I'm like, God damn, you guys are making everything. So I feel like I want something that's, I don't know, just the older magical girl.
I think it's
I miss that storyline.
Yeah.
I need drama. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was
I
going
need
to say.
drama in
like
these magical girl animes. That is what I
Yeah.
need. I think that's what's missing.
I need the lesbians dying for each other, okay? Like I
Yes.
need the drama.
I need it to be more young adult and not children.
like kid.
Yes. Because like I said, I know a lot of friends who like Precure and stuff like that. And I'm like, I'm not your anime. I'm tired of seeing that type for magical girl.
I enjoy it. Don't get me wrong, but sometimes I need something. I need like more original stuff.
You need sustenance.
I need sustenance, and apparently we're getting that sustenance this year, so I'm very excited.
And that's also one of the reasons like I embraced being a magical girl VTuber, but my channel is very mature. My model is also aged up. and stuff like that. Like I'm a very mature looking magical girl, even my outfit. And give me tragic like Madoka. Like, come on. I want to watch people die. Let's go.
Woohoo!
That's what we need.
Abby, is the passing of the baton for Precure on the YouTube?
Should be.
Yes, why don't we watch it real quick to end this?
I'm so excited for this new season of Precure because it's idol themed, and I am so excited for an idol themed because we get too many food seasons, too many animal seasons. We've only had one other music season, and we're finally getting another music season. And the ending for this season's Precure is actually a banger. It is.
Do they have like a
What is the
princess-esque character like Princess Serenity?
They have like a princess theme season, which is one of my favorites. It's very dramatic.
But they don't have a Princess
They don't have
Serenity.
they don't have a Princess Serenity.
No, they're all just kind of magical girls that exist.
Yeah. And there's stuff.
What's the name of this new one? Cure what?
The show's named You and I Precure.
You and I Precure? Okay, You
Yeah.
and I Precure. No wonder there's a cosplayer I follow that feel gonna want to show off it is obsessed with idols, so this makes sense that she was all about this. Oh darn, I can't find it.
I do have another magical girl anime that kind of had the princess-esque where the main character is the princess. Did you ever see Pre-Tier?
Yes.
No.
That was a very unique magical girl. So it's got a Cinderella story to it. And it's very much almost a reverse harem because all of the guys, so it's a bunch of dudes, one girl, and what she does is she takes and combines powers with them, and that's how she transforms. And she's fighting an evil princess, but turns out that she's a princess also. It's very unique. It has a very unique magical girl aspect. I love Pre-Tier. I love the outfits of Pre-Tier. I also, the silver-haired one gave me very much Kyoya vibes. Otori Kyoya. Oh, I loved him.
I found it. Woo, okay, this will be it, and then we'll end the show after we talk about this.
Yay! Oh.
Do all the seasons connect?
No, this is just for the Baton Pass.
What do you mean?
That
they're going to be the new Pre-Tier?
Yes, there's a new season that comes out every year, and it flows through each other. So the Baton Pass is like the start of a new series from one to the other.
So is it like the main character saying hello to the main character of the new season?
Correct.
Yes, that's exactly it. That's the Baton Pass.
And
I do need a dose of insulin after watching that. I think I got too much of a sugar rush from it.
The character on the left is actually a dog.
Yes, technically
a dog.
Big technical, yes.
But I am very excited for this new season.
I was gonna say, any of these three do you recommend, Abby?
Let's see. My favorite season is one called Go Princess. I love this Go Princess Precure, and the other one I would say is Hitogadu Sky Precure.
Okay.
Those are my two favorites.
Okay.
I love those seasons.
No, that's awesome. Because but yeah, Precure is very bright, very colorful, very cheerful. I like that Sailor Moon is not.
Yeah.
It's colorful, it's cheerful, but it's also dark and really sad. Any last thoughts?
Nope.
All right, go ahead.
I gave my little roundup just a moment ago of like what I think would have happened.
Yeah. No, I think that here's the thing. If without the dark moments, I would not be as big of a fan of Sailor Moon as I am.
I agree. I like the dark stuff.
It's like I like that it's not Madoka level dark, but I like that it's also not like Precure level bright. It's somehow it hit the sweet spot in between.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I think it surpasses Madoka Dark because Madoka Dark, like, that's not emotional. That was just people dying. Sailor Moon takes my emotions, takes my heart, makes me love everyone, rips my heart out, stomps on it, grinds it a little, puts it back in my chest, and then my heart explodes.
I love Sailor Moon. I think I will never not be a fan of Sailor Moon. I think I'm a fan for life.
Do you want to any last words about Sailor Moon, like what it means to you or anything you ever wanted to talk about?
I think me as a Sailor Moon fan is always an interesting story to tell people because I never grew up with like the 90s series like you two did. But I still have a lot of the same love and appreciation and just overload of love that I think a lot of the 90s people do. This is what I think.
No, it does. And like your cosplays are awesome. Like I showed them to Selene.
Yeah, I'm doing another one. I'm very excited.
Which one are you doing?
I'm doing, if you know the Ichiban Kuji Let's Party dress.
Oh, the pink one, right?
Yes, I'm doing that one. I'm very excited. I'm planning on doing that one for Anime Boston.
Awesome. Is Amy gonna shoot it probably?
Yeah, I'm gonna throw Amy my money.
Like, Amy, please make more Moony magic.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't think I'll ever stop cosplaying Usagi. I think she's 100% my favorite character to do. So I would just be collecting Usagi outfits like the Dragon Balls, and everybody will have to deal with it.
You can do it like I do. I have a running list on my Instagram of my Neptunes.
Yeah.
It's like 60s, I think.
It's always funny when people go up to me like, "Oh my god," because sometimes I'll be in a completely different outfit. And
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, I'm Abby on the Moon. What's up, guys?" And they're like, "Oh my god, you're the Sailor Moon cosplayer?" I'm like, "Wait,
Aww.
like there's a the there?" I'm
That's
like,
so
"Oh my
sweet.
god, I didn't know that y'all think I was the. I'm an but not the." And I'm like, "Oh my god." But yeah, I will continue to cosplay my little bunhead when I can. Probably outside of cons because I think wearing the entire getup at a con is just a lot.
A lot.
I would do it for the pretty pictures, but I will not walk around the con floor.
My friends and I are doing it for Otakon, so I can't even talk.
Yeah, I did Serenity at Otakon and the Fuku at Otakon. And
it's hot.
Yeah. I wear like 3 layers of spandex underneath a Fuku. It's not fun. I wear like tights and 2 layers of spandex underneath.
Oh man.
Then the costume on top.
Oh man.
That looks snatched.
Cosplay problems. But yeah, you do look snatched.
Yeah, I gotta get snatched.
No. And then any last thoughts or anything else, Selene, you want to talk about? All right. You want to bring us out?
And this brings us to the end of our show. Thank you for joining us for the second episode of season 4. We're already in season 4, guys. Holy crap.
Wow.
We'll be going on our next Moony adventure March 22nd. So put it in your calendars right now. You doing it?
Okay. There you go. Is it in yours? It's in mine.
March 22nd. Okay. For a Sailor Mercury themed episode, which we have not done. We have done several scouts. We have not done Mercury, so we're very excited to do this, especially my little nerdy self, with our special guest, Erica of K Sisters Cosplay.
Oh my god.
We'd like to thank tonight's special guest, Abby on the Moon. Please go ahead and plug yourself.
Hello. If you are interested in anything I talk about or cosplay or want to see cute pictures of dogs, because I have 2 dogs, you can follow me on Instagram and on Blue Sky via Abby on the Moon. Handle here or somewhere on the screen. But yeah, you can find me somewhere.
You can find really pretty Princess Serenity and Sailor Moon photos, so you should follow.
I have an entire backlog, so I got more.
Oh my god, you have a backlog? Abby, get posting.
I got such a backlog.
Abby is one of your elders.
I have like 20 or 30.
Oh my god, you're getting as bad as Summer. And yes, Sunchild Cosplay, I'm calling you out.
Yeah, I never know when I get the chance to do it. Or like I get the chance to do Usagi pictures, so I just hold on to them.
Oh my
and I'm getting more. I'm getting more this year.
You're so bad. All right.
Live, laugh, love, guys. Live, laugh, love. So yeah, that's me. If you want to follow me or I don't know, poke a hello, I am usually there.
All right.
Thank you, Abby. Remember, Moonies, to follow us on all of our socials. All those links are in the link tree in our descriptions. It's down below us. Look Go look below us. It's right there.
One
Up, up, up.
second. There we go. Now I
Wah,
found
wah,
it.
wah.
Found the button.
Oh, button.
Now,
Previously
Sorry.
recorded Eternal Mooncast content is available on YouTube. So remember to hit the bell to receive our notifications. For Bishojo Senshi Slumber Party reactions, you can find them on our Patreon for free. And our next session episode will be coming out. You didn't give me a date.
Oh, I'm sorry. What did I forget?
My date of when it comes out.
Of the next BSSP?
For your Bishojo Slumber.
Yeah, for our next slumber party, it's not next Saturday, it's the Saturday after. It's the final Saturday.
The last Saturday of the month. There's your date. Keep track of it. So thank you for joining us tonight, my friends. I have been your co-host, Selene, and you can find me on all my socials as Azira_witch. I stream on the weekends as your next favorite magical girl VTuber here on Twitch. So if you aren't giving me a follow, you can just look me up. I'm here on Twitch. I entertain you. Please note, I am an 18 plus channel. Okay. I curse a lot here. I curse a lot there. But if you enjoy my comedy here, join me every Saturday at 10 a.m. EST over on my channel. All right, go ahead, Meech.
All right. As always, I've been your host, Michi. You can find my personal socials at MEW21, some_cosplay. Likes, comments, follows, or however you'd like to support or show in your own way is awesome. We love reading all your comments on YouTube. As a quick reminder, these are just our personal opinions, and we celebrate all respectful Mooney opinions here. Working hard on the show to be a place for Moonies to come together and discuss their theories, their love, their passion for Sailor Moon. Remember, as Sailor Moon once said, true power isn't something you can take, you have to create it, and when you create it, it's never alone. You always need others. You want true power? Take a look, it's true power. Good night.